Hi, I'm Mike Schnecker with Rohde & Schwarz, and today we're going to be talking about measuring PDN crosstalk using the MX058 oscilloscope. So here we have set up a evaluation board with two power distribution networks on it. There's a 4-phase buck converter here driving a 1-volt power rail, and a 1-phase buck converter over here driving a second power rail. Both power rails are driving into these quadrants of this FPGA mount. And one of the main problems you have with high-speed digital components like FPGAs and GPUs is that you can have a abrupt shift in the load on one power distribution network and actually induce noise onto an adjacent victim power distribution network. So we're simulating that by generating a step load on the 1-volt power distribution network, and that step load is being generated by a Picotest load generator, and we're driving that with the impulse generator in the oscilloscope. So we're generating a pulse to trigger this load. It generates a 10 amp load step, and then we're measuring the response of the power rail voltages to that. So on the screen of the oscilloscope we have several traces at the same time here. The yellow trace is the 1-volt aggressor trace, and you can see when the load step switches on, you have a little bit of a dip in voltage, and then when it switches off, there's a really large ringing when the inductor is releasing the energy from it. The lower trace in orange is showing the victim PDN voltage trace, and you can see that at the time during the load step, when it goes away, you're seeing a noise pulse. The white trace on the bottom shows what it looks like normally. That is, whenever the load step is released, the noise is induced into the victim rail. But there's a corner case where when the victim PDN is switching, the switching noise is active, and that switching noise lines up with the interference from the aggressor trace. You can get actually additional noise, a peak noise generated. And we're capturing that using this zone trigger on the MX058. The zone trigger is designed to, in real time, capture voltage versus time events, and so we're locking onto that peak noise, and down here we're measuring peak-to-peak noise. When we don't capture the peak noise, it's about 181 millivolts, but when we're capturing that peak where the switching noise on the victim lines up with the induced PDN noise from the aggressor trace, we're actually getting nearly 300 millivolts of noise. So we're actually able to capture, using this setup in the real-time zone trigger on the MX058, we're able to capture the worst case PDN noise induced into the victim trace. To learn more about this oscilloscope and other applications like this, you can visit us at our website, www.rohde-schwarz.com.